Hello. I hope you're all doing well. At the very least, I hope your night improves. Okay. Luckily, the trip to the DMV today didn't take as long as I was worried it might, so... Okay. Anyway. Suppose it's time to go ahead and get into collectives. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say today. Hello, Bree. I hope you're doing well. Oh. I'm sorry. But yes, at least it is over for the week, so at least you do get to relax. So. That is a bit of a positive, at least. I do hope things get better, though. Okay. So what message do we need to hear today? We got here. A few cards. Wanted to pop out far more than this, but we're not doing that today, so. First one is the 5 of coins reversed, Ace of coins reversed, Ace of wands, Eight of swords reversed, and the 7 of coins. So, what I'm getting here essentially is that things will begin to recover soon. Things will start to improve soon, and there are certain things that we'll be able to move on from here. Ace of coins and the Ace of wands are both telling me that there will essentially be some new beginnings here, and that this may become a time of growth and healing, likely as well. The Eight of Swords reversed is telling me that we'll begin to be freed from this previous feeling of being trapped, and that hopefully there will be a shift of perspectives here soon. And the 7 of coins here is telling me that the work that you've been putting in here will begin to pay off. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say here, and I have to add on to this. Tonight we'll be using the Moonology deck. So I felt it calling again, so excited to use it tonight. We got 3 cards here. We have Full Moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So, what just happened with that white balance there? Did you see that? What in the world was that? No, it like flickered for a second. It was really weird. Yeah, it just did it again. It just turned like orange toned. White balance, are you okay? Anyway, you got full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. Balsamic moon. A time for healing. And new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. That goes out of like auto white balance just being really weird again. Camera, are you good? Okay, so the first one is full moon in Virgo. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flashy, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. There's also a part here, a little bit below, that says worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. I know that one certainly applies to me. And it probably applies to you there too, Lan. And Balsamic Moon says, pulling this card suggests that the past is in... Okay, my brain just derped there for a second. I'm just temporarily short-circuited. Pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past. And a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks, or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal, and to soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and wait to your guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had. If you know that someone or something really isn't good for you, this card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams, so you're ready when the time comes. So essentially, there are still things that need to be worked on here in regards to moving on from something. So just keep working on those things. And like it said here somewhere, remember that you need to believe in yourself. And you also need to believe that it can happen. Then new moon in Gemini. A successful relationship usually comes down to one thing: communication. And the new moon in Gemini card is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating, with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you right now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming. Time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. The attuned to the moon section for this one, which is either an affirmation that you could be telling yourself, or an action you could be taking to kind of embody this energy, says, write a list of all the people you love most, and see if you're prioritizing them. I would also maybe take that one step further and perhaps do a sort of gratitude list. And let's see what the book has to say here. This is a permission slip. Permission slip to give yourself permission to treat yourself. You also gotta remember here that you are good enough and you are deserving of things. That means taking care of yourself. And also treat yourself sometimes to something nice, because you do deserve those things. Okay, camera, are you okay here? I keep noticing it doing the... I think it's white balance, though I honestly can't really tell. Maybe it's autofocus just kind of derping a little bit. Okay. So, for anyone who needed to hear that, I do hope it helped you. And that's something that I myself probably needed to hear, so. Also, I did have a question. It's not something I'm certain if, like, anyone would be interested in, but, so the storybook that is associated with this deck, there's something that I've, for a while, been, like, thinking about potentially doing, but I don't know if anyone would be interested in it. But I was thinking about maybe having a night that's, like, sort of a story night, where I read from the book and talk about the stories that are associated with the imagery on these cards. Because the storybook is, well, I mean, there are 78 cards in a tarot deck, so there are 78 stories. So the book here is, you know, that doesn't even fit completely on camera. The book here is quite big. There's a story here for each of the cards. The thing that I would be worried about is also, like, having probably having, like, a digital version that I could display on screen. There is an ebook, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not really formatted very well, and it doesn't look as pretty as the actual physical book. For some reason, I'm not sure what exactly they did with it, but yeah. I mean, it might have to do, but it's possible. I also might try to scan this in some way. Just to have a version that I could display on the screen that shows really just how beautiful this book is. Because it includes, like, full art of each of the cards and the story that's associated with it. The only thing I would be worried about, as you can see here, kind of with, like, the first title, there are gonna be a lot of names that I'm either not going to know how to pronounce, or I'm going to, like, mispronounce horribly. And that is, like, the only thing that I'm worried about. But, eh. Yeah, so the storybook here is quite beautiful. And it's something that I was considering doing. I'll probably, like, post about it in the Discord sometime later. Just to get, like, more opinions on it and stuff. Because I do have ideas of my own for, like, potential streams. I'm just not certain about, like, interest, so. But yeah. So, something that I'm keeping in mind here is doing that some night. Just for a more chill, laid-back night. with some fun stories that may, for those who, may be, like, interested in tarot, it may even help them connect with the cards more, so. Yeah. Anyway, let's do one more collective here, and then I guess we'll go ahead and move into opening the queue. So, let's see what else the cards here have to say. What do those who might be watching need to hear today? Okay. We got like cards immediately here, so let's see. Okay, so we got the Six of Wands here. We got the Queen of Wands here. We got the Ten of Cups. And we have the Nine of Swords. So what I get out of this one is that with the Six of Wands here, it's telling us that we need to keep essentially creating our own path, creating the journey that we want for ourselves. And to keep following them. The Queen of Wands here is lending itself to that energy by telling you to continue chasing your passions. I also sincerely apologize. I forgot to turn that off. I sincerely apologize if my microphone is picking up my dehumidifier. Just gonna have to continue here because I'm not gonna go all the way across the room and turn it off. So, like I said, the Queen of Wands here is telling you to continue chasing your passions, to keep following them, and to just embody that fiery energy. The Ten of Cups here is telling me that we can find this emotional fulfillment and this emotional connection that we want for ourselves. Essentially, give ourselves this happy ending that we want here. And the Nine of Swords telling me that we can let go of these intense feelings of anxiety and depression and just all those intense negative emotions, negative feelings that we're just dealing with. Let's see what the Oracle cards have to add to that. We got Fixed Moon, Hold Your Vision. Full Moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches conclusion. And Waxing Crescent Moon, Have Faith in Your Dreams. Fixed Moon says, there are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to it. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. Full Moon in Cancer. Full Moon. It's right on top. Full Moon in Cancer says, things are likely to get very heated, as Full Moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. So there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now, or surrounding your question. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move towards your goals or dreams. This card indicates an especially feminine time. It also heralds the time to deal with any family issues coming up. Nothing to worry about. It signals a challenge is now coming to an end. This card also suggests that both a domestic matter or private issue will soon come to a head, and that it's a great time to move house. The answer to your question lies in being a kind leader. This is the time for you to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. And Waxing Crescent Moon says, don't give up. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the waxy crescent moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can... Oh, goodness. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question you're asking about, and allow your higher self to download information to you about your best next step. Overall, this card suggests that there is every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about, so keep the faith. Hello, Pisto. No problem. Okay. Let's see what the book has to say. Switch the arguments you are playing over in your head to conversations that are filled with love, compassion, and support. So anyone can hear that message. I hope it helps. I'm going to go ahead and open the queue here. And after I do that, I'm going to go turn off my dehumidifier because I think I can see my microphone picking up a little bit, and I'm sure it's picking it up when I'm speaking. So, going to open the queue here, and I will be right back. So, the queue is open if anyone wishes to join. hope that's better. Had to go turn off my dehumidifier. So. Okay. The queue is open for anyone who wants to join here. Uh-oh. Is the bot having issues? That's not good. No, I'm pretty sure the bot is. Okay, there we go. A little slow. Are you good there, bot? Okay, are you ready? Do you have a specific question? What should you be doing in the near future? That might be too general. Helping yourself more. Trying to think of a way to actually formulate that question. How about what steps you could be taking to take care of yourself more? Okay. What steps could Lan be taking to take care of himself more? The card literally just flew. It flew across the room here. I'll go grab that in a second. Hello, Yo Mama, and hello, All-Seeing Mars. Also, just a warning, the bot is being very, very slow today. So, you might not show up in queue right away. I don't know what is happening with the bot today, but it is having some issues. So, okay. I grabbed the card that flew. We have here Temperance, the Sun, the Chariot, the Hermit reversed, Ace of Coins, Page of Cups. So, essentially what I'm getting out of this is to remember to be patient with yourself. Remember to be patient with yourself as you are working on yourself here. And also, do your best to remain optimistic. Is one of the things that the sun here is telling me. But this is also telling me that things will improve. There's essentially a light at the end of the tunnel here. Along this journey, you will find a lot of improvement, happiness, just overall warmth. There are a lot of good things to be found here. But it was also telling me to do your best as well, not only to remain patient, but to do your best to remain optimistic and believe in yourself a little bit here. The chariot is telling you that now is the time to charge forward. It is time to charge forward with this. Time to take action on that. And I know that's something you're starting to do and you're trying to do currently. This is just telling you to keep going. The Hermit here is a reminder to not isolate yourself along this path. You will not be alone along this path. Not only do you have your guides, but you also have your friends, and of course, your partner. So, the Ace of Coins here is telling me that there's new beginnings here. That there are a lot of good things to be found here. That there's growth and prosperity along the way. The Page of Cups telling me that you also form a deeper connection with yourself along the way. So, let's see what the Oracle cards have to say here. And also, hello again, Ms. Rico. It's nice to see you again. I hope things are going well. Okay. We've got like 4 cards here, I think. Okay, so we have Waxing Crescent Moon, which just came up in the last one, in the last collective that we did here. Have faith in your dreams. Then we have Waning Moon. What do you need to release? Also, no problem. Then we have New Moon. A new start is coming. And then we have New Moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. So, let's start with the Waxing Crescent Moon here. Don't give up. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in the self-help classics, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the waxing crescent moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question you're asking about, and allow your higher self to download information to you about your next best step. Overall, this card should... Why can I not talk today? I think this is the most I've ever stumbled. My goodness. Energy is just like very fucking weird today. Okay. Overall, this card suggests there is every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about. So keep the faith. So the way that I interpret this for you specifically is to keep believing in yourself and keep believing that, again, change is possible. Don't keep psyching yourself out. Waning moon. The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime, or to let go. No matter when in the moon cycle you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked, for better or worse. And it's time for you to go easier. It's the autumn and winter of the cycle. So what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but it can still be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. I'm sure you know what you're supposed to release here, so. And new moon. New moon here. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now, or something totally new and fresh is on the way. So essentially, as I said here with like the Ace of Coins, that's right here, there are new beginnings here. New moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. Whatever is coming your way, it looks set to put a smile on your face. The new moon in Sagittarius can mark the restart of fun after a period of feeling low. The energy is adventurous and even willing to take a few risks. Be careful you don't bet the farm on something here, as the Wheel of Fortune is still spinning. This card is about exploring life metaphorically, by exchanging big ideas with others, or just thinking about your own philosophies. Perhaps it's time to change your mind about something important. He can also signal that a trip away is coming up, if that's something you're working to achieve. But the overall message of this card is that whatever happens will be some sort of gift, even if that simply means widening your worldview. The Attuned to the Moon section here says, count your blessings, literally. Write them down or say them out loud. I'm pretty sure in the reading that I gave you yesterday, I'm pretty certain this card here popped up. So I do think here that your guides do want you to focus on the positives here as well. I do think they want you to maybe create this gratitude list here, so. This is also, this goes well with the Sun card here. About, doing your best to be optimistic here too. There's a part down in the section here where it teaches you about this particular phase and this particular sign. There's a part here that says, nothing is set in stone with Sagittarius, and an optimistic energy could attract all manner of good things if you tap into the energy by expecting the best. So, again, keep believing that these things can happen and do your best to remain optimistic about it. I know that it can be very difficult, especially dealing with the things that it's asking of you. Dealing with the things that your guides are asking of you. And reflecting inwards within yourself. And figuring out where exactly this trauma lies and what it is that you need to be letting go. And that can bring up a lot of difficult, nasty shit. But you can't begin to grow unless you figure these things out, so that you can break those patterns. Let's see what the book has to say here. How fitting. Challenge. Love yourself as much as you want someone else to. So, which ties back into your original question here. They essentially just want you to continue down this path. That's it. Try to be patient with yourself along the way. Try to remain optimistic along the way. But just continue walking this path here. And yes, as that book said, love yourself. That's the biggest way to care for yourself. I have no clue what is going on today. And why I'm having so much trouble speaking today. My goodness. But anyway, the best way to care for yourself is to love yourself. Self-care and self-love are one and the same here. So yes, care for yourself by loving yourself. Granting yourself grace. Being patient with yourself and doing your best to remain optimistic as you do continue to tread down this path. So I hope that helps you. Of course. It's okay. I think everyone has done that at least once today, even like people who are kind of regulars here. There's just a bit of a weird energy today that I've just kind of noticed. So, don't feel too bad about it. Also, doesn't help that it's probably a bit confusing that I put the join command in the title, but that's just so new people get the bit of like disclaimer message that comes along with the command to join. So fucking bots, get the fuck out of here. Okay. So, all seeing Mars, that means you're up next here. Are you still here? Okay. Are you ready? Okay. That's pretty much like what I ask anyway. I usually just ask, what message, what message you need to hear today, so, yeah. Okay. So what message does all-seeing Mars need to hear? Oh, you get the oracle cards too. The moon cards here are the oracle cards, so yes. So we have here Temperance. This one's been coming up so much lately. Three of Cups. King of Wands. Death. And Eight of Cups. So, essentially, what I'm getting out of this one currently is that just remember to be patient with yourself. The Death card here tells me that perhaps you're working on changing something currently. Or maybe that changes are coming here. And while this happens, just remember to be patient with yourself. Don't beat yourself up too much about anything. Just try to be patient and gentle with yourself here. Three of Cups here is telling me that essentially remember to just have a little fun and remember to let go let loose a little and just do the things that you enjoy here, which is also strengthened by the King of Wands being here, essentially telling you to just keep chasing your passions. Keep doing what it is that you are passionate about. The death card, like I said, tells me that there is something perhaps that you're working on changing. And the Eight of Cups here is telling me that essentially, if there is something that needs to be moved away from here, something that currently isn't helping you, just continue moving away from that. Continue moving on from that. And continue letting it go. And that is sometimes what the death card here asks of us too. Death is essentially a part of growth. It is part of the rebirth cycle here, which I also mentioned because of the phoenix that's depicted on the King of Wands there. Let's see what the oracle cards have to add on this. So, 2 cards here. Full Moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. And New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. New Moon in Aquarius, Full Moon in Aquarius says, this card brings the message from the cosmos that you need to detach a little from whatever situation you're asking about. Someone might be keeping you at arm's length now, but it's no bad thing. It's important for you to allow life to unfold and progress, even if change seems like a frightening prospect. If you've been holding yourself back from showing the world the real you, this card reminds you that your unique characteristics are what make you special. In a relationship, are you being too aloof or detached? Go ahead and be yourself in whatever is coming up for you. The Attune to the Moon section here, which is a section that either gives you an affirmation that you could be telling yourself, or an action that you could be doing to kind of embody this energy of this card, says, be aware of your feelings, but also be prepared to move on. Which, overall, this entire card, pretty much, just everything about this card, is kind of everything that I was saying here. New Moon in Gemini says, successful relationship usually comes down to one thing: communication. And the new moon in Gemini is all about the start of a new cycle for communicating with the person at the center of your question. Talking things through is the answer to whatever it is you're asking about. If you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. Emails, text messages, and all other forms of communication will also help you now. If the issue you're asking about concerns a sibling or neighbor, there's a new start coming. A time to wipe the slate clean and start over. This card could also suggest that you've been too frivolous lately and need to get grounded again. But most importantly, drawing this card emphasizes the need to communicate. So, if there's a difficult situation or person that you're dealing with currently, or struggling in some situation here, this is also telling me that talking about it in some manner, even if you can't do that with the person in question, that's telling me to essentially, like it says here, if you can't talk to that person, you can journal about it to yourself. So even if you're just doing that, that may help you move on from this situation in question. The Attune to the Moon section for this card also says, write a list of all the people you love most and see if you're prioritizing them. Which also to me just kind of says to just perhaps maybe journal about this situation a little bit. Maybe that'll help you move on, or at the very least, get a little bit more clarity about a situation. And let's see here what the book has to add. That is, scarily accurate here. Death equals rebirth. Rebirth equals death. That is the cycle of growth. So, I hope that message helps you in some way. Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for joining. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. I don't, actually. Not a whole lot, anyway. I know, like, very basic stuff, but, like, as far as going, like, super in-depth about it, not a whole lot, no. Yes, I do know that. Um, I know a few of the connections to astrology with the tarot cards, but not all of them. That's still something that I actually do need to look more into. That part of things is still something that I'm still very, very new to, so. Also, Yo Mama, you were up next. Yes, I do have a few, I do have a few resources, a few books that I still need to read to learn more about that. But if you do have any suggestions, I would still happily listen, so. Are you an astrologist? If you don't know what to ask, I can just ask you what you need to hear. Nice. But, yes, that's something I'll consider, yes. We could either, I do have a Discord link, if you're interested in that. And I also, in my bio, have an email as well now. So if you'd like to contact me in like either of those places, you're more than welcome to. But, yo, Mama, did you want me to just ask what message they have for you today? What message does your mom need here today? Yeah. We have here the Knight of Cups reversed, the Emperor, the King of Cups, and the King of Coins. So, a lot of court cards and a lot of energies here at play. The Knight of Cups here is essentially telling me that perhaps currently you're a little bit worried about connections, emotional connections. And also, perhaps, maybe this is to yourself. And this also might be signifying here that you've been dealing with a lot of moodiness and probably some negative emotions here. The Emperor here is telling you, essentially, to embody this strength. And also that the stability here that you're seeking is possible. The King of Cups essentially is here to tell you to foster this deeper emotional connection that you want with yourself. And with the King of Coins being there as well, I think that's also pointing towards emotional stability. Essentially saying that these things are possible here. And that this is something you can find. See what the oracle cards have to say here. So we have New Moon and Virgo. A time to give rather than take. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you, and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it, so if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routines now, however you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone can do for you and think more about what you can do for others. The Attuned to the Moon section for this card says recommit to healthy morning and evening routines. So, the things that stick out the most to me here is that there's a restart here. Essentially, a new beginning. And also the part that says if a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. Those are the parts that stick out the most to me. So, don't overthink things too much. Though I know that's much easier said than done. Let's see what the book has to add to this. Stop fearing your potential. I hope that message helped in some way. Okay. Misery, you're up next. No problem. I'm sorry. That reminds me, I think I had a message to relay you. So I don't know if you remember the last reading that you got on Tuesday. One of the cards that I got mentioned something about one of the oracle cards I got mentioned something about Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna being with you now, and to lay it on their altar. The Black Madonna, the term Black Madonna can occur. Jesus. I cannot talk today. I feel you on the weird energy. So, the term Black Madonna can apply to a number of deities. I don't know if you do any deity work in your practice. If you do, I know one that you could be working with if you're not, Karen. I see. Yes. Yeah. I'm half Mexican. I'm very familiar with that, so yes. So, during that moment, one of the things that popped up. Yes. I would definitely continue working. But if there's another one that you want to work with, one name popped up in my mind. But I didn't say anything about it because I wasn't certain if that was something that you did. And then last night something happened that pretty much confirmed that for me. So, no. The Egyptian goddess Isis. Her husband was Osiris, the god of death. She brought him back to life. After Set, the god of chaos, destroyed him. So, maybe look into that one a little bit and see if that's something that you would like. That was also a message to me as well when I heard that one, because there's an Oracle deck. Two Oracle decks actually that I've been considering getting. I didn't put them on my throne wish list because I've been debating about whether I want to like buy them or not, but I think I need to. There are two Oracle decks that I want to buy at some point. There are many more. I just didn't put them all on my throne wish list because I don't want to put a whole bunch of shit there. But there's an Oracle deck that I was thinking about getting. One of them is for Kali, the goddess of destruction, chaos and destruction. And the other one is Isis. I think I need to get that Oracle deck now. But anyway. Yeah. That one was confirmed from me last night, so. But I also kind of felt like that's a message I should relay to you as well. Since it specifically came up during your reading on Tuesday. And then was pretty much confirmed from you last night. So. Yeah, Kali is, she's the goddess of chaos, destruction, and war. Among many other things. In Hinduism. But yeah. No, it's still Misery's turn. You're next, though. But yeah. Let's see what the cards have to say here for you. So, what message does Misery need to hear today? lot to say today. Okay, hold on. So, we have like 8 cards here. I'm gonna take them a few at a time. Because, like I've said, energy for me has also been a little bit off today. So I'm gonna do my best to take it slow. So we have here the Star, the 7 of Cups, and the 3 of Coins. The first 3 here. Which to me, obviously, with the Star here, is telling you to keep holding on. Keep holding on to hope here. And also, I feel like this one's also just kind of trying to say, keep doing your best to keep doing your best to remain patient and remain optimistic here. The 7 of Cups here is essentially telling me that there actually might be a new path here. Essentially, new decisions have come into the equation. And a new chance for collaboration and growth. And then we have the 4 of Swords here. The 3 of Wands reversed. And the 10 of Coins. Which, the 4 of Swords here is telling me to slow down. To give yourself a break. And to not be so hard on yourself here. The 3 of Wands here is telling me that perhaps you haven't been so patient with yourself and you're starting to feel a little bit frustrated. Hence why this break is needed. And the Ten of Coins here is telling me that that success, prosperity, and fulfillment lie ahead. And then you have the Lovers. And the Two of Swords. As with the Three of Coins up there, I feel like the Lovers here is pointing towards new connections. Doesn't necessarily have to be of the romantic kind, but that's a possibility. With the Two of Swords here as well, that can also just be pointing towards balance, but I don't feel like it is. Well, I wish you the best of luck in that regard. I certainly know how much of a struggle that can be, so. The Two of Swords here, obviously, pointing towards a need for balance here. And I think it's lending... I think the Lovers here is also lending his energy to this in a way that, is also saying that, harmony and balance can also be found along with this prosperity and fulfillment. So. At the very least, like I said, the Lovers is pointing towards a connection of some sort. Because the Lovers doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection. It can also point towards, just like any connection. And also towards communication. But yeah, there's a connection of some sort. A new transfer connection of some sort here. So. I'm going to do one more. I just want to check something. Mm. The Hermit reversed. Isolation. So, yes. Pointing towards, as you said earlier, feeling alone. Isolated. So, this is pointing towards, the need to end, essentially. And perhaps reach out to someone. I don't know if you have many friends, but this is definitely pointing towards, the need to stop isolating. So, let's see here what the orc cards have to say. Yeah. I'm sorry. I certainly know what that feels like. I really have, like, 2 close friends. No problem. Peace out. Good luck with your stream. I'll just put you... yeah. Go do what you need to do. But I'll put you on a rain checklist. Next time you're here, so. Or whenever, really. But yeah, I know what that's like. I really only have like 2 close friends in my life. So, also, that's the vibe that I was getting from that. It's interesting that this is one of the cards that popped up. And this is the vibe that I was getting there. with the whole not feeling isolated thing. Maybe it's time to reach out to someone. You also have 3 other cards here. You had a few more pop out, but you've had quite a few cards here already. So we're not gonna overload you here. So or myself. But a few more tried popping out, but I just put them back in the deck because we're not doing that tonight. But you had the 3 others. Oh no, it's not you. It's me. Things have been very off for me today. Just in general. We have new moon, a new start is coming. Cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. Oh. Along with new moon, we have new moon eclipse. Yeah, you see though, I really don't have problems with retrogrades. I'm a Gemini. Mercury is my ruling planet. I know it hasn't started yet, but I know it's close, right? Or has it started? Shit. Like, that's certainly not to say that I don't have struggles, but I don't get the intensity that a lot of people do. But something is certainly fucky today. And then we have full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. So with new moon, we have there is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up now, or something totally new and fresh is on its way. So, new cycle is beginning here. New opportunity is coming here. Which is also something that kind of popped up here in the cards. The Cardinal Moon says now is the time to be bold. Bossy, even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way. To step up as a leader. The Attuned to the Moon section for this says, I am taking charge of my destiny. So that's an affirmation you can be repeating to yourself here. There's also a bit here too that I kind of want to point out that says avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Because there was a card here that said take it slow. And then we have New Moon Eclipse. If you want affirmation that you can achieve your dreams and get the desired outcome in the situation you're asking about, then this is it. This is a card of beginnings, and there are powerful energies at work. But be prepared. It could be quite a ride, and events now could even be dry and uncomfortable. However, any new directions you take will almost always lead somewhere better than where you are at the moment. Whatever is happening now is happening for a reason you'll appreciate later on. A new portal is opening up, and all you have to do is have the courage to forget about the past and move through it. You're being put back on the right path. There is nothing to fear. The Attuned to the Moon section for this card says, never mind the past. Life evolves every single day. So essentially, this is just an important step, and perhaps an important turning point here. So just let it happen and deal with things as they come. Full Moon in Cancer says, things are likely to get very heated, as Full Moon in Cancer is a super emotional sign. So there could be something of an explosion of feelings around now, or surrounding your question. It's important to be sensitive to other people when you pull this card. There are some very fine sensibilities around, so tread carefully as you move towards your goals or dreams. This card indicates an especially feminine time. It also heralds the time to deal with any family issues coming. Nothing to worry about. It signals a challenge is now coming to an end. This card also suggests both that a domestic matter or private issue will soon come to a head, and that it's a great time to move house. The answer to your question lies in being a kind leader. This is the time for you to step up and agree to overcome your insecurities. So, these struggles will end. Just try to be patient with yourself as you deal with it. Now, let's see what the book has to add to that. The past version of you is so proud of how far you've come. Of course. Thank you for stopping by. I do hope things improve for you. I will also add that, I mean, you know where to find me now on Discord. So, if you ever do need to reach out, you know where to find me. I hope that message helps. So before I forget, these are here. There. It is your turn. Koch? Catch? However you pronounce that. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Yeah, I may have left. Hey, I know Beasto left. He had to go straight, so he's another regular here, so. Other people come and go, so. Hey. I'm not going to rush readings, so. Oh. Okay. Going to assume that the other person currently up isn't here. So. If they come back, I'll just do reading for them, so. Yeah, no problem. I hope you enjoy your time there. Yeah. But good luck with that. Yep. See you later. So, are you ready, Big Austin? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What might happen at Big Austin's interview tomorrow? Okay. So we have the Three of Swords reversed here. The Four of Swords. Eight of Wands reversed. The Knight of Wands. Three of Wands reversed. And the Nine of Coins. What I'm getting out of this, currently, is that with the Eight of Wands reversed here and the Four of Swords, things might move a little bit slowly. Sorry, let me move these up a little bit so you can see those. So the Eight of Wands reversed and the Four of Swords here. Things might move a little bit slowly. But the Knight of Wands here is telling me, essentially, try not to worry too much about it and don't give up. And the Three of Swords here specifically is also pointing towards the need for optimism here. The Three of Wands here is pointing towards again that things might move a little bit slowly here. But Also that, if you stay motivated here, that you will be rewarded. The 9 of Coins here is pointing towards that hard work paying off, and that this is something that you will find success with. Just try not to worry about it too much. But even if it doesn't happen with this one specifically, that things will work out. But I would say that this one does seem pretty good though, so that's what I'm getting out of it. Just don't give up, and just try not to worry too much about it. Try to keep a positive attitude here. Let's see what the Oracle cards have to add to that. Okay, so we have 2 here. We have Balsamic Moon, a time for healing, and First Quarter Moon, your commitment is being tested. Let's see what those have to say here. Balsamic Moon says, pulling this card suggests that the past is in the past, and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. This is not the time to paper over cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you still need a little more time to heal and to soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. This is also a time to surrender and wait to your guidance from the universe. Powerful insights can be had. If you know that someone or something really isn't good for you, this card is a reminder to surrender. Start to work on your belief in your dreams, so you're ready when the time comes. So again, this is telling me to keep believing. Keep believing in yourself. Keep believing that things can happen here. And that there are good things in the story. Yeah, I'm sorry. First Quarter Moon says, there could be some challenges coming your way, but they're just the universe's way of testing you. The First Quarter Moon calls for you to face any hurdles with confidence. What do you actually think is possible? If you believe you can do it, then you probably can. If you spend your life affirming that something is too big for you to surmount, it probably is. See how that works? Do you believe your dreams will come true, or have you secretly already given up? Showing some commitment now will help you move towards your desired outcome. What you believe to be true is true for you, so believe in yourself. So, both pretty much kind of have the same message here. Just keep believing in yourself. Keep believing that it's possible. Keep trying to hold on to that optimism here. So, in other words, try not to overthink things too much. Try not to worry about things too much. And do your best not to psych yourself out about, well, about anything, really. Let's see what the book has to say about that. So, two messages here. This is only the beginning, and everything is going to be alright. The universe is making way for you right now. So, things will work out here. Even if it doesn't happen immediately, things will work out. Just do your best to keep believing in yourself. Believing that these things are possible. Don't overthink things too much and do your best not to worry too much. I hope that message helps you in some way. No problem. Thank you for joining. Okay. So, let's go ahead and close out here with a final message. What message would you like to leave us off with? Priestess, Death, the Empress, and Two of Coins, which is essentially telling me here to keep trusting yourself. Keep trusting yourself and keep making these changes for yourself. Keep giving this grace and this kindness and this care to yourself. And extending that to others when you can. But to do that first, you must care for yourself. If you keep giving everything you have to other people, eventually you will run out and you won't have anything left for yourself. Two of Coins here, pointing towards the need to prioritize yourself here. Take care of yourself first and foremost. And once you've done that, you can take all of that love and kindness and grace and extend that to other people more freely. We have New Moon in Cancer here. You and your loved ones are safe. There's a new start coming in your private life. Something is rising up in connection with the people and places you hold dearest. This can be to do with a member of your family, a flatmate, or moving house. If you're hoping to move forwards with something special in your private life, this card comes to you as a message that you can do it. If you've been neglecting your family, it's time to reconnect with them. If you've been neglecting yourself, you need to take better care of yourself and nurture yourself more. If your insecurity is holding you back, that's something for you to work on now. Doing so could bring you your heart's desire. Again, the most important part here being to take care of yourself and to nurture yourself. And don't let your insecurities hold you back. See what the book has to say. It is time to stop looking backward and start focusing on all that is to come. Recognize that what you went through has taught you many lessons. So, for anyone who needed to hear that message, I hope it helps. But unfortunately, it is time for me to head out. Thank you all for stopping by, whether you just lurked, or you joined queue, or talked in chat. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope to see you all again soon, but bye for now.